Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. For the record, my name is Joe Quaranta from 87 Boardman Road. I'm here to talk to you about a couple of things. The first one is that I'm here to thank whoever was responsible and involved in the cleanup of Pegler Hill today. Yesterday, I had made a post about how much trash there was on the sides of the roads. There was so much trash that it extended far beyond the right-of-way and into the waterway. The post was a method simply to raise awareness to the fact that our community needs to do better. This morning by noon, the Department of Public Works and the employees of Big Y had cleaned up the entire mess. It was amazing. I couldn't believe they did it. It was just an amazing response. So I just wanted to thank those people for doing such a great job. It's become a town-wide issue. And so I wanted to task the town council with creating a mechanism in order to deal with this in the future. It's something that hasn't gone away, and I think the mayor would agree. Trash has been an issue for years now. Maybe it's time that we have a committee that can discuss these very issues. Julie Bailey was on just before me here talking about cleaning up one of our waterways. And I'm afraid if we don't have a mechanism that in the future, we're going to just constantly be tasked with this sort of thing. I would also think that if we create a committee such as this, that, there's obvious possible grant opportunities that may aid in the cleaning of our streets. I put a message into Chief Ceruto today to maybe explore the possibilities of putting together a community service program where people that, are in need of community service could work off their time doing these sort of tasks. If the people in our community are willing to serve on this committee, these are the very things that I think that they can be talking about. I want to talk a little bit about the park passes myself. After listening to the town council meeting and discussion as it related to keeping or raising our park fees, I decided to ask the community what they thought in the form of a poll. The question for the poll was, should New Milford parks be free for residents? 303 residents participated in this poll, where 229 of those residents felt that yes, parks should be free. 41 of those participants agreed that a minimal fee should be charged just for Lindeming. All the participants in this poll agreed that seniors should not pay an admission fee for our parks. My wife and I agree that seniors should not pay for parks so strongly that we've decided to raise the money in order to provide these park passes for our seniors this year. What would be really great if the town could also contribute to that in some capacity. I'd like the town council to add this topic to the next town council meeting in the form of a discussion. The overall revenue created on its best year for senior park passes was $6,000. Please remember that many of these seniors have played a tremendous role in the creation of these parks. My father, Phil, was one of them. As a family, we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the creation of New Milford parks. Some of those parks include Carlson's Grove, Young's Field Skate Park, Boardman Bridge, Sega Meadows, and Hidden Treasure Park, for example. I would hate to think that if my father was still alive, that we would have to ask him for $20 for a park pass. For many years now, I've listened to the town meetings, discuss ways to improve our community that include staggering numbers. Staggering. And this is an opportunity to make a simple community improvement that supports the most two important hashtags in the town of New Milford. New Milford Proud and New Milford Strong. If we do this, all it will cost us is $6,000. Lastly, I had a few people reach out to me in the community, and ironically, I didn't know that today there was something to do with sign language at the Capitol. I mean, that's really ironic, but I actually had two people reach out to me over the weekend that are hearing impaired. I had a conversation with them with a third-party translator. They relayed to me their difficulties in being able to participate in town meetings, including the Board of Ed. If virtual meetings have become the norm, I'd like to ask on their behalf for an improvement. Is there a way to turn on captions during these virtual town meetings so the hearing impaired can participate? If not, maybe an option to look into a third-party translator to communicate a live meeting to our hearing impaired community. Thank you and have a great night.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just wanted to make one thing clear about those minutes. And I know I asked at that joint meeting about the end of the year balance for the town as well as the Board of Education. And just to make it clear that 4.4 million was the town end of the year balance. And for the Board of Education, 2.9 million. And for a total of 7.3 million.
Greg, is Greg on the call?
He is. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, Greg.
Greg, can you confirm Mr. Lawson's numbers?
Yes, actually, yes, 4.4 million for the town, 2.9 from operations from fiscal year 20 surplus for the Board of Ed. And there's also $200,000 available as well for the Board of Ed for COVID.
Thank you.
So you're talking a total of 7.5 million then.
$200,000 more that the Board of Ed didn't bring in last year because of the surplus that they had. That's still available to them.
It's still available. So
Yes, they're
combined,
aware. I told them that. They know this.
all right, so combined, we're at 7.3 then.
Off the top of my head,
I'm just adding 4.4 to 2.9.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay, so we
If I may,
have,
one last thing.
Oh.
I was asked to say in the legal budget, there are other costs for like consultants and expert witnesses other than legal cost in that account. Just a point of
Verification.
information.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks. Okay, so we have the item that was added, item 12. Mary Jane, you'd like to discuss adding an ASL or an interpreter of some sort? Leave it up to you.
Yeah, you know, it's come to light that, and it's pretty obvious that we've never had anybody, we've never had an interpreter or had any, you know, captions on our, you know, conversations at town council. So for the hearing impaired, that's an issue, and I don't want it to become, you know, an ADA issue either. So what could we do? Pete, do you have any suggestions, or is this something that you could work on and come back?
Absolutely, Mary Jane. I think this is a great idea. Thank you guys for bringing this up. I think it's, anybody that has any kind of impediment should be able to partake at a town council meeting.
Mhm.
So
There
I'll
is a-
talk to
There is a closed caption, Pete. But you just need somebody to type it in. It works the same way as the closed caption on a television or whatever.
Mhm. Right.
It should be automatics on a Zoom call.
You still have to hook it up. Somebody has to do it. You know, it's not voice recognition. And I don't know, we could see about
Well,
other
we'll-
ways. I'm sure there's other ways,
There
right?
is voice recognition.
There
Of
is.
course,
Yeah.
but it's.
And
easier.
obviously that would probably be the cheaper way to do it versus having somebody, you know, having an interpreter on. But
I guess we're all in agreement to investigate this and
Yeah.
come on back to us. And
Yeah, I guess it's,
Great idea, Mary Jane.
I think also as part of the investigation is have an understanding of what the need is.
Right.
even if the need is one person, that is the need.
Let's see if we have that need.
We do have that need.
Somebody asked about it, right?
Somebody asked about it already. So, you know, I think
Where was the ask?
somebody contacted me
Okay.
about, so I think, you know, that's all you need is one person. And, you know, if you don't do it and we recognize that it's a need, it could be an ADA issue. So we
Right.
don't want the town getting, you know, being liable. So,
We should be able to execute this right in the Zoom platform. I know a platform that I use, which is Google Meet, has a closed caption.
Right.
So it voice recognizes exactly what is being said and puts it right on the bottom of the screen. I'm sure.
I don't
Zoom
know
has got
about
that.
Zoom, though. I know what you mean on Google Meet. Well, let's look into it.
What
I
about
think
Mike
that's great.
Ella might be able to figure that out. You know, he runs our meetings. Want to start with him, see
Yeah.
what he can
Him,
find out.
him and David Watson, I'm sure can
Yeah.
figure it out,
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
look into it.
but it's an absolute necessity. I agree with you.
Well, I have a couple of friends who are deaf.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna ask them if they, I don't know, I've never asked them if they watch our council meetings. One of them knows what goes on there. But they might know from the minutes, you know?
Right.
I'll have to find out. I never
Yeah.
thought of it.
Yeah, good idea.
Absolutely. I'm in favor.
Me too.
Great.
Motion to adjourn?
Was there another?
No.
No,
item
the
or
other,
so?
the other addition was the mayor's comments, which you made earlier.
Okay, yep.
All set.
Who made the motion
Se-
to adjourn?
Me.
Well, I don't
Second.
know. Oh, Michael
Second.
Gold,
Michael.
Walter,
Second.
Walter, wake up
Second.
there.
Walter,
Second,
Don't blow that streak, Walter.
any,
motion to adjourn.
We'll
Any
take
other-
yours second.
Second. All right.
any other discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Ah,
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
be well, everybody.
Thank
Night,
you, everyone.
everybody.
Take
Good night,
care.
everybody.
Have a
Good
good
night
evening.
now. Bye-bye.